these guys, I would tell them, you know, they got different stuff that you got to walk in your life. And I had a little talk with Chris, and he was not happy with me. And Chris would say, well, what about Kyle? Yes, this is what about Kyle? And I would say, I don't need to whip every dog in the bunch here. He knows where I'm coming from. I just whipped on you for a little bit. So, and I'm glad you came along, you know what I'm saying? And Joe, what was your wedding present? What was your wedding present? Come on. 2 shotgun shells, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, there we go. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't touch my strap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and a lot of empties in there. But you did come through, young man, and I'm proud of you.
Appreciate that.
I'm proud of you. And you know, these talks were about life and going on and moving on and making big decisions. And Kyle, I'm glad you made the decision. If not, I'd be talking to Kim about this right now. All right? Well, I'm not cutting you any slack either. Because Joe didn't want me to, Chris didn't want me to cut you any slack either. All right? All right, but buddy, you know what I'm saying. But let's go back. We're going on now. This is the ranch talk here, guys. You know, I'm building a big house. A lot nicer than this one right here. I have met the ultimate architect and builder. And he's building it for me. And I can't believe it. He says I can see all the stars and the heavens and the sky. I said, wow, God, you're building that for me. This guy's building this for me. But he said, yeah, I'm building it for you. Now, he said, I used to have a partner I'm no longer involved with, but he builds other houses. I said, other house, really? He says, yes, they are not as good as my houses, but people are buying them like crazy. He says, really? I can't believe this. And I said, yes, he is. He says, I said, why are they doing this? Because they want to. Or he says they sign them up because they are. And I said, really? Why don't they want to go with your houses? I said, I've got a great son that does all the work. And he says, he's already paid for me for Friday. And then he says to me, he says, this guy will sign people up that don't even know it. Whoa. But then they came back and he said, my son's already paid for my house that I'm paying for. He says, but these other people are buying this house and the plumbing doesn't work, the air conditioner doesn't work, and there's no really water. Can you believe somebody would buy a house with no air conditioning, without any water, or not even plumbing? And he said, wow, yeah, they're buying it. But I'm buying the other house that has all that stuff, and you can see the wonders of the world. You know, he said about my son, he says, he'll pay for my house. Can you believe that? He'll pay for my house. Unbelievable. I don't have to make no mortgage payment at all. But I had to follow him. Oh, really? That's something else. But I bought into it. I'm going with him. Now, you know, he had 12 guys. His son, the great carpenter, his son is a carpenter. He says he had 12 carpenters with him. But one joined the bad builder. And this is a good builder. And that's a bad builder. But, you know, I've gone with the good builder. On this thing, I'm asking you guys, what are you going to choose? The good builder or the bad builder? The bad builder has no air conditioner, no plumbing. You know, the shit crap that falls out, you know, I'm saying, it backs up on you. And there's no water to drink. So, what are you going to choose in your lives? On the good builder, the bad builder? And that's what you guys got to choose. Okay? What builder are you going to build? You know who I'm talking about, Joe, right? Okay, I'm just checking out on it. Okay, I'm just checking with you. You know, there's basically, he had 12 guys, and when one left, now there's 11. And all 11 of them got in trouble with the union. They had a union boss, you know, and they all were basically they did not have a good experience. But there's one that was put on an island by himself, and he wrote 2 books. One's John and John Revelations. And both of them are my favorite. It says, God so loved the world that he gave his only forgotten son. Whoever believes in him will not perish. But there's actually, he wrote 2 John 3:16. Basically it says, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that he is. And you basically are not hot or cold. I will spew you out. Now where do you sit? Do you live with him? Or do you live with the other house? So I apologize, but somebody I love is Jesus Christ, and I will not deny it. So I just want to let you know, you got to choose your house. Whether you choose the good builder or the bad builder, that is all up to you. It's not up to me. It never has been. And I cannot make you choose one way or the other. It is all up to you. And you too need to choose who you, what is it? One you want, Rebel? Which one would you like? For me and my house, I will follow the Lord. For me and my house, go ahead and feed it, Victoria. You know it. For me and my house, I'll serve the Lord. And I expect this out of you too. All right? And I hope that everyone chooses the good builder, not the bad builder. And like I said, I'm out on the sports court and I might have shot a air ball, but that's the way it is. Yeah, thank you very much. You guys, this is a family. This is loved ones. This is people that care about you. And you got to choose which way you want to go. And all of us have to choose that way. So, I mean, there's a lot to chew on. I don't mean to upset your meal tonight, but just wanted you to think about it. So, thank you for coming. And you've been a blessing to me to come to my house. And thank you for joining us in Victoria and Kyle's wedding here tomorrow, and I love you. And Mr. Finley, it's your turn. I'm not going to say the blessing.
Oh, joy.
By the way, this is Neil Finley. He is going to be doing
Nate Finley. Neil Finley's my dad.
You call me Neil.
That's the 3rd time this week it's happened.
Really?
The 3rd time this week.
This really?
Yeah,
Mr.
really.
Finley. Oh, well, don't worry. I love your dad too. His dad works for me, and I love him too.
Absolutely. Well, it is an absolute honor and a blessing that I get to share in this privilege of being able to be here tonight, but also be a part of the wedding tomorrow. And as we lead into this blessing and knowing all these friends and family and loved ones are around, and knowing that we all have the opportunity to choose the good builder. I pray that as we go into this weekend, we know that the roots of this marriage and the roots of this relationship and all of us that are involved in it will begin to point and continue to guide Victoria and Kyle to the good builder in the way that we live our lives, in the way that we love them, in the way that we push them along and guide them into the good builder. So go ahead and pray with me as we bless this food. Dear gracious and heavenly Father, Lord, it is this weekend that we get to see one of your most beautiful covenants that you have ordained. Lord, it is you that have said that you have made man and woman to be together. So as we celebrate that fact this weekend and the decision that Victoria and Kyle have made to unite together, to become one flesh, to become one with you and your spirit, I pray that the decision is not taken lightly and that this weekend is not just about a wedding ceremony, but is about the foundation and the beginning of a marriage that is rooted and founded in you and your word. Lord, thank you for the union of families, Father God, that in this world where we can seem so divisive and so separated, Lord, it is in the instance of marriage where we can see that this world is coming together under your name. So Lord, thank you for this food and the nourishment that it provides to us. Let it be the thing that empowers us and encourages us. Let it be the thing that moves us from this place into the world in which your Son died for. So Lord, we thank you for this night. We thank you for what it means and the beginning of this new journey that Kyle and Victoria are on. I pray that you be with us and you guide us. And in all of these things, remember just how much you love us. We pray all of this in your Son's precious, holy, and above all powerful name. Amen.
Amen.
They've all gone now, where they go, broken halos that used to shine. Don't go looking for the reasons, don't go asking Jesus why. They're not meant to know the answer. They belong to the by and by. They belong to the by and by. Seen my share of broken halos, all little wings that used to fly. They've all gone now, where did they go? Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine.
This is a song called Gone by Request. It's the original tune. It's leaving in a hurry, gone in a flash. Get your bags packed, baby, 'cause we ain't coming back. Don't know where we're going, so pick a place on the map. Doesn't matter to me, close your eyes, count to 3. We'll be where we end up at. 'Cause when we're gone, you ain't missing it for long. When we get away, I know you say, I'd rather gone. No, they won't do nothing wrong. But leaving this town in a hurry, there's nothing that I would rather do. I'm journeying this life with you, baby, we're gone. There's no need for words, life with you, baby, we're gone.
Thank you.
Waking up in a hotel room, breakfast tonight, check out at noon. What I'm telling you is, won't waste any more time. Cause when we're gone, you ain't never seen long. When we get away, I don't say I've got no wrong. No, there won't be nothing wrong leaving this town and her. No, there's nothing now about it. Journey into this life with you, baby, we're gone. Baby, we're gone.
Okay, we're gonna start with the speeches. Xavier drew the short straw. I texted all of them right before I walked up here. I said last to respond gets to go first. This is Xavier. He's one of my groomsmen. If y'all could trickle in after whoever wants to speak, it's first come, first serve.
Hi everyone. So, as y'all know, like this? Okay, cool. As y'all know, well, to those of you who don't know me, my name is Xavier. I'm one of Kyle's groomsmen. He's been my friend for about 9 years almost. We actually, I'm gonna have to apologize. This won't be as good as it should be because I have to keep it PG at the moment. So me and Kyle actually roomed together in college, and technically, by default, I had a room with Victoria too. Well, no, we lived in the same dorm. She lived in Laurel. She lived on the 3rd floor, if I'm correct. And then Kyle lived with me. We were in the 1st floor. The biggest thing was me and Kyle, when there was times where we actually were in the dorm together, we would sit there and have Siri yell at us song lyrics to Eminem. Then on other occasions, if Victoria came over, we would watch scary movies and see who got scared first. Usually it was Victoria. Jumping down, and if she didn't hit anyone, she fell off the bed. But the biggest thing was, back in the dorm, Kyle actually stalked Victoria for the first month or two. I wasn't told to say this. I was told by your bride, so don't blame me. And then once word came around, Kyle kept on telling me, he's like, I want to ask her out. I want to ask her out. Every time he came back, you'd always hear, I'm going to have to wait. She told me to wait till December. She told me to wait till then. Well, finally, I don't know when finally. I assumed once we came back from break and they were dating, I was like, oh, he asked her.
Let's get a girl next door one day.
Yeah. So at the time they asked her, we actually had a pool on how long they would last. And I actually won the bet with $400 in my pocket. Thank you, Kyle. I gave them, they would last a lifetime. That was the biggest thing that I could give them. And one of the best things is, since Kyle was one of my best friends since I first came to Johnson High School, Victoria became kind of one of my best friends too. Kyle was like family to me, and by that extension, that means Victoria is too. I love you guys both, and I hope you have a great life together. I'm gonna call someone out. No, I'm calling someone out. Noah Stewart, please come up and give your speech.
All right. So like you said, my name's Noah. I grew up with Kyle. We've known each other for as long as we can remember. We went to college together. We were in Bucks together. Closer? Yeah. There we go. Oh, is this good? Yeah. Okay. And that's for that was the bachelor party. But anyways, Kyle and I have known each other for a very long time. We've gone through a lot together, whether it be sports, life, going different places together when we were in Bucks, or just spending time with each other as close friends. And I am incredibly happy that he found you, Victoria, because like Nam was saying earlier, I remember whenever he was going after you, talking about you all the time, man, I really like this girl, Victoria, but she keeps turning me down. She keeps turning me down month after month after month. And I'm just really glad that he found you, because I've never seen him happier. And you really bring out the best in him. And trust me, as someone who's seen the worst and the best, I can definitely say that you make his life better. And I know that I've seen, as you guys have grown together, how he makes your life better. And so I'm very happy for both of you. And Kyle, I love you. I appreciate you letting me be one of your groomsmen. And I can't wait to see how y'all's life blossoms together. Come here, big boy.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? I'm Chris. Kyle's definitely one of my best friends. Known each other since high school or middle school? Middle school. So it's been a long ride. Man, Kyle, there's a lot I can say about Kyle. A lot of good things. We gotta keep it PG, but we'll keep it PG. But man, Kyle, he's a good guy, man. He'll go out of his way. He'll do anything for you. Just him with his father, and they've taken care of me, done a lot for me through my life, helped me out a lot. I can't thank Kyle enough. Man, he treats Victoria like a queen, He does everything for her, does all her laundry, she just leaves it around the floor. And he goes that far for her, cooks dinner for her. I thought the roles were, switched, but when he said that, I was like, yeah, that's Kyle. Goes out of his way for her. So, but yeah, he'll give you his shirt off his back for you. But man, I'm so proud for you guys. They've been dating about, 6 years now? 5? 5.5? So yeah, they started dating not too long after my wife and I, and man, they hit it off. So, but I didn't go to school. I mean, we went to high school together, and then he went to college, did his thing, I did my thing. We still kept in touch. Went up to San Marcos quite a few times. Had a great time at the square, once or twice. Victoria, she gave him permission. But no, they're a good couple, and I can't imagine you be with anybody else, man. So I can't wish you more than happiness and forever, man.
Thanks, Chris.
Tyler.
Yeah, I guess y'all are setting straight. I guess you guys stay the next person.
Hello, I'm Tyler. I'm a groomsman. Yes, to add on to what Noah and Nam said, when I didn't go to college with Kyle, but I went to high school, middle school, and I'd go up to, go up to Texas State and visit, and I remember this girl, Victoria, being brought up to me, and they were, different levels. There's boys on one floor, girls on another floor, and I just remember, how obsessed Kyle was with Victoria. I heard about this girl all the time, and just how much he talked about her and the things that he said, and they finally started dating, and it's crazy to believe it's already almost been 6 years. It's been a good ride. Kyle, I love your family. Your parents treat me like another son for all these years, going to the ranch and doing everything. And then going to Victoria's parents' house, I don't know if y'all remember, I remember going to Katy and watching them play Johnson in the football game. That was pretty cool, going out there and visiting with her parents, and just everything y'all have done together. Y'all are great together. I love both of y'all very much, and I just wish nothing but the best, and I cannot wait to celebrate with both of y'all tomorrow.
Thanks, Tyler.
Love you guys.
Joseph.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's 2 more of you back there. Yeah, call and go last.
Hi everybody, my name is Joe. Let me see. Probably some funny stories here. So the first time I met Kyle was 7th grade, Tejada Middle School. I actually met him in football. We were both offensive linemen, and the first memory I can think of was we did this drill called King of the Boards. And basically it was a 2x8 by 8, so 8 feet long, a board, and you had to straddle it. I was on one end, and another guy was on the other end. And we were both in our 3-point stance, and we had to go against each other, and whoever pushed the other person back off the other end of the board won. And I remember I'd be beating everybody. I'd beat everybody, every single person I beat, except one guy. That was Kyle Cribley. I still remember we went up, and every time I'd push him back, push him back. Just before he's about to go off the edge of the other end, he just a fire lit up on his butt or something, I don't know. And he'd push me all the way back, and he knocked me out. And I was like, how the heck does he do that? You know, I don't understand it. Every time, I could never beat him. And to this day, I was like, who is this guy? He actually can play, you know, even though he still didn't start. But that's the first memory I got. I'd say the second memory, this was probably a year ago. We were playing disc golf. I don't know if any of you guys know what disc golf is. Basically a heavier frisbee that you throw into a goalpost like a basketball hoop, but you are 200-300 yards away from it. So you're working your way to it. But we're playing, just me and him. He invited me out one day, and we're probably on the second to last hole from going home. And he makes that second to last one. And he's killing me, by the way. I've never played this game in my life, and he plays it every weekend, so he's killing me. And we're on this last hoop, and he says, Joe, how did it go? He said, oh, so we were done with the game. He beat me. We're like, okay, we're gonna walk back to his truck, and he's gonna take me home. He said, Joe, I'm not gonna take you home until you lay. We were basically in a patch of bluebonnets, and he said, I'm not gonna take you home until you lay down in this patch of bluebonnets, all seductive like. And I'm wearing these high track shorts, and he said, I want you to pull them up as high as you can, and I want you to lay down there and just look as seductive as you can in those bluebonnets. He said, I'm not going to take you home until you do. And I was like, yeah, you got another, I ain't doing that. You got another thing coming to you.
Fake news.
Well, an hour goes by, and he still ain't going to want to take me home. So I had to go down there and lay in those bluebonnets. So yeah, I did that. He took a picture of me. I told him, I said, as he was taking it, I told him, I said, you better not put it on Facebook or any social media. Next day, what do I see? Every social media post. Nothing about, all it's got is me laying in bluebonnets. But Kyle, no, I wish you and Victoria the best. Honestly, I don't see you as a friend, I see you as a brother. I grew up with you, and you've helped me get through quite a bit of things. Scott Cribley, working for you for 3 years. I appreciate everything you've done for me. Pam, you make the best pulled pork I have ever had in my entire life. The best, hands down. Scott, I also want to say, Scott, you know, working for Cribley, you brought me closer to Jesus. And I felt like as I was drifting away, you always brought me back closer, and you kept me in the faith, and I just want to say thank you for that. Because of you, I started following Jesus Christ, and I thank you so much for that. Thank you for raising Kyle and Kevin, how they've always been so good to me, and I just couldn't thank you enough. Anyways, I bless Kyle and Victoria, only the best. Victoria, you are amazing. Your parents are definitely amazing. That one time we went up to Houston, and we stayed the night at your parents' house. The hospitality was just above and beyond. They were so nice to us. They gave us everything, and they couldn't stop bringing me enough food. I'll just say that. Where are the Bowmans at? Mr. and Mrs.? Thank you so much for, that was a fun trip, and I saw the way you treated us, and that just reflected on how Victoria is. Very, very, very good family. So anyways, I wish you guys the best, and let's have a great time.
Hey, do you have a picture of that?
He's got me, you know.
Alrighty, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Nathan. I've known Kyle since it's been about middle school. I think we met 6th or 7th grade. Yeah, and my first memory of Kyle is just imagine this, little middle school kid. He might have had braces, I don't really remember. Playing the trombone. And he's there, he's in third band with me, and there were only 4 bands. So third band was, you showed up. And so Kyle's there playing the trombone, and our band director is named Miss Giddings. And Kyle gave this lady a hard time every day. Miss Giddings, that's what he would say every day. Give her a hard time. And so that's my first memory of Kyle. I think we had a few other classes in middle school, and we became good friends, and we didn't go to college together, but we maintained our friendship. And my favorite memory of Kyle, though, is, and it was actually on their website, where we had English class with Miss Johns. And Joe, Kyle, and I had that class together. And we sat at a table. We didn't sit at desks. I don't know how Kyle pulled this off. The first day of class, he was like, we can't all sit together, so we're going to sit at this table. And Miss Johns let us do everything together. Every assignment, whatever it may be. We were partners of 3. Anytime there was partners of 2, she just knew. She was like, I'm not going to fight with them. So, Kyle was kind of the delegator. He was like, all right, I'm just going to tell y'all what I think my opinions are. Here's what you're gonna do. Joe would just kind of sit there. He'd be like, yeah, it's cool, it's high school. And I'd be there writing. Kyle would be like, yeah, write this. And I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna make it a little nicer, but yeah. So that's just Kyle. He was always just a fun guy. And, from middle school band to high school, through college, and when him and Victoria met. And he's just a great guy. And I do remember Kyle meeting Victoria, and I was in Lubbock, Texas, and he calls me, and he's like, yeah, I've been talking to this girl, and, blah, blah, blah. I've been trying to hang out with her and whatever. And same story you've heard from pretty much everybody. He was kind of chasing her, and Victoria wasn't having any of it. So, but eventually, I guess everything worked out, and now here they are, and I think we're all very happy for both of y'all. So I wish you all the best. I know y'all are going to have a great marriage, and congratulations. And Colin, you're up.
All right, I think I'm the only one who, one, doesn't need a microphone. Can everyone hear me?
No, need a microphone.
Your ears. But 2 is the only one that actually came with a speech typed out. Because Kyle is one of those people that deserves preparation. Unlike the rest of the groomsmen here, I have had the unique ability to only know Kyle for 5 or 6, maybe 7 years, I think. 7's might be a stretch. But I've only known Kyle since college. When I first met Kyle at Texas State, eat 'em up cats, woo! It was at a rush party that he was at for our fraternity. I remember thinking the first time I met him, hey, finally another dude from San Antonio, someone to hang out with over break. From that simple, generic, childish kind of thought to the man that we see before us today, it has been nothing but friendship. Kyle's one of the most faithful, loyal, and selfless men I've ever had the pleasure to know and meet. For almost as long as I've known Kyle, I've also known Victoria. I've never known them separately, I've only known them together. Well, for about a week. I have been able to have, like I said, the great pleasure to know them together and to have Victoria in Kyle's life. These 2 are beyond perfect together. Kyle's a laid-back guy, and Victoria makes him work. So from the bottom of my heart, congrats to y'all. I am so incredibly happy that this day is finally here. I remember when I first met y'all, together, you were like, we've been together for like 4 or 5 years. I was like, oh, okay, cool. When are y'all getting married? And you're like, no time soon. But I am, like I said, beyond happy that y'all finally are. So some final thoughts. Kyle, if you're wrong and shut up, you're wise. If you're right and shut up, you're married. So again, congrats to you two. I wish you all the best. Thank you all to being here. Thank you to the Cribleys. Thank you to the Bowmans. Thank you to you two for showing us that love does exist and will last. Olivia. She's at my table. I had to. Sorry. Ramey's already had me. She dealt with me at the Tux place. She's already dealt with me this week. Not that way.
Hi. I don't like talking in front of people, so this is going to be very short. I, like Colin, have only known them in college, and I've only known them together. Victoria and I lived together for a year, and Kyle will keep the house clean. But like Colin said, Victoria makes Kyle work, but in the same way, Kyle makes Victoria relax, and every time they're together, Victoria is smiling and laughing. And I think that that's the best partnership you can have, is a balance between the two. And so I think y'all are going to be awesome together and have fun in Europe. Laura Chuckley, sweat. Oh my God, you typed it out and printed it and everything? Hers and Ryan's.
Thank you. All right, I'm actually going to start with something for Kyle. My husband, Ryan, Kyle was his best man in our wedding, and Ryan's deployed right now, so he was really sad that he couldn't be here, but he emailed me this to share with you. So it says, Kyle, and I haven't read this yet, so I don't really know what's in it, but we'll find out. So it says, Kyle, congratulations, brother. I wish I could be there among all of your family and friends to celebrate one of the most exciting days of your life as you and Victoria begin officially walking through life together as husband and wife. When I look back on all of the memories we had, I can't help but smile, laugh, and be thankful for our friendship. Throughout the past few years, you've been one of my most loyal friends. You were always there for me, and it was a blessing to have you as a fraternity brother, a roommate, and as my best man at mine and Laura's wedding last March. I will never forget the fun college parties we had or the times that we went up to the ranch together with the boys. One of my favorite memories was that night during finals week when we were both at our apartment studying, and I kept playing those sad George Strait songs. You said, Ryan, you're putting me to sleep with all these depressing songs. So you opened up the liquor cabinet and poured us a couple of Jaeger bombs so we could get through our all-nighter. One of the many things I'm thankful for, though, was the fact that I ended up meeting my lovely wife, Laura, at your graduation party in December 2015. Having you as a friend has made such a great impact on my life, and I'm sure others would say the exact same thing. Another thing that I remember is that during a lot of our times together, Victoria was usually by your side. When I think about the two of you, I think of how you both remain committed to loving one another through the best of times and the worst of times, and I know that those very same qualities will carry over and lead to a long-lasting marriage full of love. Remember to always keep God first in your marriage and continue to love and serve one another unconditionally, just as Jesus Christ loved and served all of us. Even though I can't be here with you both today, I am there in spirit, and my prayers go out to both you and Victoria as y'all begin this new chapter in your lives. I wish you both many years of joy and for an even stronger bond as husband and wife. Give Victoria and all of our brothers at the wedding a hug for me, and be sure to have a few beers for me too. Much love, Ryan.
Race this right. Your turn.
Yes, now it's my turn. So, Victoria and Kyle, I'm honored to be here sharing this moment with both of you. Your wedding day is so excited and thrilling, but I'm most excited about what comes next for you guys. Victoria and I met during our junior year of college, where we shared a hotel room during a Bucks formal in South Padre, and then we decided to live together without knowing each other super well. So our senior year of college, we were roommates. And I've always loved looking back at moments in my own life and tracing the work that God's hand has done and weaving together a beautiful story, and my friendship with Victoria has been no exception. From Thailand meetings to Starbucks dates to countless nights laying on Victoria's bed with our other two roommates, Ramey and Olivia, Talking until the wee hours of the night, Victoria and I became much more than just roommates. We became really, really great friends and sisters. The night that my now husband and I kissed for the first time in our kitchen, I ran upstairs as soon as he left, dove into Victoria's bed, and nudged her until she woke up. Yes, she was asleep, and yes, I was that roommate. She woke up and let me share all my giddiness with her, told me she was really happy for me, and then rolled over and went back to sleep. Another time Victoria was the real MVP was when I decided to go on a date to Red Lobster with a guy from Greece that I had met once for 5 minutes. And Victoria and my other roommates circled Red Lobster and stood by with their phones ready to make sure that I would be okay, and I was. That was last date, but that's okay. That's okay. That's another story. She also didn't get upset when she was Skyping a woman for work in the kitchen one morning, and I came downstairs in a bathrobe and a towel around my head and started talking to her before I realized that she was discussing sales strategies and that I had interrupted and was very underdressed. There are so many great qualities I could list about Victoria, but one thing I truly admire is her fierce loyalty to those around her. When I've needed a friend to talk to, I've always known that she would listen with her heart and help me navigate whatever I was going through. She is the first to say, "I've got your back on this." She has stood by me through good times and bad in my own life, and I know that this loyalty is going to be so powerful in their marriage. I truly believe that when times get hard, which they inevitably will, that she won't give up. She will stand with Kyle in sickness and in health, her love and devotion to him not wavering. Kyle, I have loved getting to know you as well. You have been an incredible friend to my husband, and I have seen just how deeply you love and care for those around you. I have loved watching Victoria and you grow closer to one another and closer to your Heavenly Father in the time that I've known you. My prayer for both of you guys as you walk into this next chapter of your lives is that first and foremost, you keep God at the center of your marriage. I feel like this is something you hear said a lot in Christian community, and it can sound repetitive, but it's so important. The closer you grow to Him, the closer you in turn will become to one another. And the more you love Him, who is love, the more love you will find to give one another. I pray that you would never stop getting to know each other, that you will laugh at the little things, and one another's embrace would be a safe haven, and that you would continue to grow together in all areas of your lives. I pray that each of you would have grace with the other and support, encourage, and inspire one another all the days of your lives. Almost done. Pastor and theologian John Piper said, "The most foundational thing to see from the Bible about marriage is that it is God's doing. And the ultimate thing to see from the Bible about marriage is that it is for God's glory. Most foundationally, marriage is the doing of God. And ultimately, marriage is the display of God. The meaning of marriage is the display of the covenant-keeping love between Christ and His people. And with the strength of the Holy Spirit, I know that you guys will live this out. You guys are going to make such an amazing team, and I love you both. So congratulations." Rainy Walker.
Comes with the job.
All the girls in the room.
Okay. Hi, my name's Rainey. I've known Kyle and Victoria together only. I haven't known them separately. I've known them for, 2 years now? 2, 3? 3? We'll go with 3. And I have loved absolutely every minute of it. I've loved getting to know them together as a couple, but also kind of individually. To an extent. I was in Philam with Victoria in college, and it had its good times, but it also had some bad times, as does any kind of organization. But I really got to know Victoria once we moved in together. Like Laura, I just kind of signed up to live with Laura and Olivia and Victoria, and I was nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never met this girl. The only thing I know about her is that she's like kind of high maintenance, and I don't really know anything else. But I knew Laura and Olivia, and I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, if we don't get along, it's fine. I have 2 other friends. Ultimately, like, she has become my sound advice for literally everything. I was nervous because I didn't know her, but it turned out to be the biggest blessing in my life. So when I met her, I was like, okay, she's high maintenance. And then I got to know her, and I was like, okay, this girl, like, knows what she's doing. Like, she's got her life together. She's got it all figured out. Like, she knows everything there is to know about life. And then I really got to know Victoria, and I was like, this girl does not know how to wash a dish. She thinks blenders are self-cleaning. I don't know how she is ever gonna like get married. Like, girlfriend does not have it together. But she also knows exactly what she wants, how she wants it done. She is the most determined person I have ever met in my life. She is determined. She is so intelligent. She knows more about the most random things in life than any other person I have ever met. And that doesn't sound like very cool, but it's honestly really cool. I knew nothing about politics until I moved in with her. So that tells you anything. I decided Victoria was goals because she knew how to put her life together. She had her head on straight, and she still does. She knows what success is, and she strives for it with all that she has. So I decided we're going to be friends no matter what. She doesn't get a choice. She accepted my excessive napping habits in college. Very few people do that, so thank you for that. Still supports them. Dedicated an Instagram to it. That doesn't tell you what kind of friend she is. I don't know what does. Okay, we don't talk about the crickets. She had to kill crickets in my room multiple times for me because I'm scared of them. I got to know Kyle whenever Victoria moved in, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about a guy being around all the time. Like, I don't know this guy. What if he's a creep? That was my first thought. We were at the house one day, just me and him, and I was like, God, I really need to hang this on my wall. And he's like, hey, like, do you want me to hang it for you? And I was like, yes. People don't volunteer to do things for me. Yes, please hang my shelf in my bathroom. And just from that simple act, I was like, yeah, this is a pretty good guy. No, hanging a shelf does not determine if a guy is good or not, but I thought it was pretty good. After that, I got to know Kyle and Victoria a whole lot more than I ever thought I would get to. Together, they have given me more advice than I could have ever asked for. I've had countless hilarious memories with both of them. Some that I probably should not say. Just because they have to swear, it's fine. It's fine. What? No. Kyle brings life to everyone that he's around. I'll just say that. And Victoria also brings life to anyone she's around. Together, they are always happy. It's very rarely that I see them fight, at least in public. I don't know about behind closed doors. But bottom line, together they are what I hope to strive for in a relationship. I could not have picked any other people for these two together. Their love shines to literally everyone that they're around. You know all of them, so you understand this. Bottom line, I just know you guys will be very happy together, so thank you for accepting me into your lives and accepting everyone around you, and thank you very much. Okay. Woo! Okay. Sarah, Caroline, anyone? Either? As much as I wanted to bring up Craigslist, I decided against it. You're welcome.
Wait, why am I so nervous?
People would think you're creepy.
Hi guys, my name's Sarah, and this is Caroline. Hi. We're Victoria's cousins, and pretty much the one thing that I can absolutely say about Victoria, hands down, is that she's probably the most thoughtful, giving person that I've ever met in my entire life. And anytime that I was like unsure about something or just needed advice, I knew I could always pick up the phone and call and text her, get her advice, and just always feel so much better after talking to her. And she's amazing.
For as long as I've known Victoria, which is basically our whole existence, she's always been the person I looked up to. She's always been that sound advice. I've always thought, the guy she ends up with is so lucky. Like, she deserves everything, and I really feel that she's found that in Kyle. They're just so good together, and I'm just so happy to see them happy.
Yes. Y'all are awesome. Who goes next? I guess I'll hold it to the next one.
Okay, so I actually knew Kyle before I ever met Victoria. What? Oh, I'm Lindsay. Sorry. So I met Kyle, like 4 years ago probably, and me, him, and Mason Harper used to hang out together like 24/7, and they literally have been my best friends since day one of meeting them. And I am so thankful for everything they all put up with, because I used to go to their apartment all the time and just like show up and sit on their couch and vent about life, because as Raimi said earlier, sororities are interesting. And so they were just always there for me. And then Kyle introduced me to Victoria, and I convinced her to join Phi Lam for some reason. And I'm glad I did, because we got really close, and you have seriously always been there for me through everything. Every time I call you, you're there for me right away. You've just been like a constant blessing in my life. And Kyle, so have you. You've given me some interesting advice in the past, but you've always given me good advice. And I love y'all so much, and I'm so glad that y'all are so happy together, and I can't wait to see where y'all go in life.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nikki. I met Victoria my junior year in college. I was assigned by Lindsay, actually, I'm pretty sure, as her big in our sorority. And I was super nervous. I was like, oh, Victoria's super cool. Like, she's not gonna like me. I gotta step up my game if I'm gonna be her big. Well, we hit it off immediately, had everything in common. We come from very similar family backgrounds. And then I got the pleasure of meeting Kyle, and Kyle is the type of guy and boyfriend and now fiance and tomorrow husband who takes Victoria's friends as his own. He doesn't just meet them and like say, oh, those are Victoria's friends. He really takes them in as his own. He let me be a third wheel for like 3 years, so that was really cool. I'm so happy for y'all, and I'm honored to be a part of y'all's big day. Victoria, you're a loyal friend. You're consistent. And I love you both very much, and I wish you both all the happiness life has.
That's it. Y'all can go together. Victoria, get up there. Get up there.
What about a PowerPoint?
You got a PowerPoint?
Right now?
Do I open your arm?
No, they're kidding. They're kidding.
That's good. Cam, what's going on?
Are you presenting your code? Well, it's going to take like 2 minutes for me to set up.
I want to see it.
Cake now.
We have cake right here in front if you'd like to get a little sweets on. We just want to thank all of y'all for coming out. Look forward to celebrating with y'all tomorrow. Thank you for the groomsmen and bridesmaids for speaking and giving speeches even if they didn't want to. And I thank you for the tongues that were held.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for keeping it appropriate and PG. Bam.
I'm gonna give it back to John.
Congratulations.